Our project is Milky Way at Home. I'm Austin, and this is Kagam. So, what is Milky Way at Home? It's a distributed computing project, and it's a collaboration between the computer science and physics departments at RPI. And it uses the BOINC client, and there are two main parts to this project. First part is the model fitting of the Milky Way, which is the separation. And the second part is the n-body simulation of an orbiting dwarf galaxy. And I'll get into that later.
So what is BOINC? BOINC is used for distributed computing projects. Milky Way at Home is not the only one. There's also study at home, folding at home, all stuff like that. And it uses users' idle compute time to donate to a project. And it's parallel infrastructure, I guess. But the one thing that lacks is communication between nodes. So like one desktop can't communicate directly with another. So you kind of have to divide up work units so that they don't require communication between different computers.
And the upside to BOINC is that thousands of users can be using this program at the same time to accomplish these work units. So it's by massively parallel, it's very efficient in the work units it can accomplish. So why is this important? Well, first of all, it's for science. Separation code helps fit an appropriate model of the Milky Way to observe data from the Sloan Digital Sky Survey. And the n-body simulation will help physicists determine the distribution of dark matter in the Milky Way galaxy. This is something that we really don't have a deep understanding of. We know dark matter, well, we theorize that dark matter exists, but there's really no actual evidence of this. So the main issue that physicists have now is trying to figure out how the distribution of dark matter really exists in the galaxy. So by using this program, we hope to better understand the distribution of dark matter.
So we gathered data from the Sloan Digital Sky Survey. This was a big deal a couple of years ago, and it just cataloged a very large portion of the sky. We used the data. As for the separation code, so that made a better model of the Milky Way galaxy. And we're also going to use that data that we got from separation in the n-body simulation as our distribution for the Milky Way. The n-body simulation has a static Milky Way, and we vary the dark matter distribution in the Milky Way. And we can change the number of bodies and the characteristics of an orbiting dwarf galaxy.
So the first part of our project is separation, and it analyzes specific stripes of stars in the Sloan Digital Sky Survey. The usefulness of this is that we can map tidal streams. And tidal streams are these dwarf galaxies that interact with the Milky Way galaxy. They're sort of pulled in, and so this mapping the tidal stream will provide information on mass, dark matter distribution in the Milky Way, which I discussed, and it'll provide constraints on the galactic halo. The galactic halo is sort of the spherical gravity field surrounding the galaxy, not necessarily the disk. So this is especially prevalent in the spiral arm galaxy. So instead you have a flat disk, and then the galactic halo is the area surrounding it. And it'll also provide formation history of the galaxies.
This is a mapping of the tidal stream, a very large one, and we got this like 3 or 4 weeks ago, so it's pretty recent.
Very recent.
So the n-body simulation is something relatively new, and we're doing this because we're almost complete with the separation code. So we have to send out more work units. We have to find out something else to do with all the computers that are donating time. As I said before, it simulates a dwarf galaxy orbiting the Milky Way, and you can change the number of bodies that you're using to simulate it. Right now, there is a working version that runs on CPUs that's out and currently running on users' computers, and I'm finishing up a GPU implementation of it. The only problem with it is that it uses double precision. So, and the problem with that is not very many graphics cards of previous generations have support for double compute performance. So, and the newer ones, specifically the NVIDIA 600 series, have a really, really poor double precision pipeline, like 1/24th pipeline, I think. And the new AMD cards, the newest 7000 series cards, for the two highest performance level cards are, I think, half or quarter, but the rest are all 1/16th that are all double precision enabled. So it's kind of a disappointment. And we use a Barnes Hut approximation algorithm for the n-body simulation, and it's really nice because it runs in analog n time.
So stats. This is actually a very massive project. There are a lot of concurrent users running this program. So there are nearly 30,000 users with credit in the last 24 hours, and over 140,000 users with credit. And there are 1,883 users registered in the last 24 hours. So this is an ongoing project that is constantly being used. Over 40,000 computers with credit in the last 24 hours. And it's currently achieving 51,000. It's achieving a lot of gigaflops. So
if it were over 517,000 gigaflops, we'd be number 36 on the June 2012 top 500. But since it's not a true supercomputer, because there's no communication, it's not really on that list. And we also have a live stat page you can check, server stats, stuff like that. And this isn't something new. Like, this has been going on for several years before we started on this project.
Right, I think it was 2009.
Yeah. So what we're working on right now, we have to release the GPU and body simulation, just so for that extra boost in performance. The code is currently done. I'm almost finished testing. There are some weird things that happen with some driver versions that don't happen with others. For example, it causes a dizzy wait on the CPU when you try to run a GPU task on one driver version for NVIDIA, and it doesn't for another driver version on NVIDIA. It's really weird. And for better performance, we want to see if we could use single precision, if that's accurate enough for us, because that would help a lot. Because if you take for example, a 6970 graphics card, its double compute performance is somewhere around 600 to 700 gigaflops, but its single precision performance is somewhere around 2.7 teraflops. So a huge difference in performance there.
Are you actually Matt Arsenal?
Yeah.
Some of the testing and so on?
Yeah, Matt Arsenal. He's a little hard to contact, but he's in California right now. He's working for.
He's the honest in the IRC channel.
Yeah. And we're also working on a visualization tool that can hook onto the n-body simulation currently running.
Well, this is the portion that I'm working on, and we want to provide a sort of visualization for people running the project, and they're sort of idling, so they want something to display on their screen. So what we hope to display is sort of a simulation of the galaxy running, and maybe a graph showing some data being computed. We have a sample of the visualizer here that I can show you.
This is just an early.
This is a prototype, and you can see the Milky Way galaxy, and the simulation runs 1,000 particles, I think it is.
I think this one's with 10,000.
That's 10,000?
Yeah.
So it simulates the particles' interaction with the galaxy, and it's interactive. You can rotate it, increase the size of the particles. there are a bunch of different shortcuts. And so in addition to this, we hope to add some data, hopefully, maybe some graphs. And we hope to make this official. So I'd like to thank Sean Sullivan, Professor Morthy, and our advisor, Newberg, and the rest of the contributors to Milky Way at Home and RCOS. So any questions?
Matt Austin que nós hoje a classe de litografias. Any questions?
How is the performance, like the amount of data you get out of GPU work workflow compared to what you get out of the CPU work?
Well, there's an interesting thing